Hello viewers, welcome to Science TV, top of the hour prime news. I am your host Ben Rangai and sign language interpreter. The voice is Gideon Minor. On to our first news item. Wiper Democratic Movement party leader Kalonzo Musyoka was on Thursday forced to cut short his tour of Tharaka Nithi County after pro-government supporters disrupted his meeting in Tharaka constituency. The group repeated pro-government slogans, cut his address, forcing him to end the visit soon. Kalonzo's schedule was expected to cover Marimanti, Kimbuga, Mukodhima, and Kashoroni during the first leg of his two-day tour of the county. However, the program was brought to a quick end at Kibuga following the disruption. The former vice president accused Deputy President Githure Kindiki of being behind the confused and disrupted his meeting. He maintained that the incident will not prevent him from taking his political message to residents across the region.
This is a type of intolerance. We are a democracy, and people have every right. In fact, the only credit I give the people of Marimanti, nobody threw stones. Nobody said dirty things.
Shame. Na mimi nataka kusema, it doesn't matter. Wale vijana watano wa sita, Your Excellency, thank you for telling us to keep our cool. Na ukatuambia sisi, let us not react. And that is the gentleman we want.
He should set the example by allowing people to come to his place freely. But if he's going to be the chief goon, organize goons na watu kama hivyo, how will he, as Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, how will he be received elsewhere?
The government has made significant progress in the education sector, citing the transition from the competency-based curriculum CBC to competency-based education CBE. He noted that the 9-year-old system is now forced and set to transition its first group to senior school within the next 4 months. Speaking during the first graduation ceremony at the Murang'a Technical Training Institute, the DP assured that the government's reforms are firmly on track and designed to equip learners with skills relevant to present challenges. Kindiki further stressed that the government's continued investment in education shows its commitment to create the country's future. He added that empowering young people through education remains central to Kenyans' long-term development agenda.
Already been released. It is being worked on from the Ministry of Education as we speak and should be in the accounts of the various schools within the week.
For a long time, you've been doing 650 billion every year. This year, we are releasing to the Ministry of Education for funding all schools from primary level to university, a record 702 billion Kenya shillings. If there is anyone who had a doubt on where the government places education, look at the budget for education. It is the biggest single budget compared to all the ministries that are there in our country.
The National Assembly Health Committee has launched investigation into an alleged kidney transplant scandal in Uasin Gishu County, with several hospitals linked to the illegal organ trade refuse any wrongdoing. On Thursday, the committee met representatives from Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, St. Luke Doctors and Trauma Hospital, and Oak Tree Center for Kidney and Chronic Services as part of its probe into the illegal kidney harvesting associated. The session, held in Eldoret City, provided a platform for the health institution to defend their operation, with all three facilities maintaining that they had not catch in any misconduct. The committee is expected to continue its inquiries as it seeks to uncover the truth behind the allegations. The push to have Kiambu declared as an independent region, separate from the wider Mount Kenya bloc, has catched a heated political debate both within and beyond the region. Proponents of the idea argue that Kiambu's large population makes its disservice of accepted as a clear political system. Attack, however, have dismissed the move as a move aimed at breaking the Mount Kenya vote ahead of future elections. They warn that breaking the region could destroy its accept power on the national political stage. National Assembly Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah has openly supported the proposal, stating that Kiambu deserves to stand out as a region of its own, given its population numbers, which are second only to Nairobi. The debate continues to beat mixed answers among leaders and residents alike.
A very huge population, a population that is not homogeneous from one community. We must advance our cause, not in a collective Mount Kenya thing, but as our own region.
Some of the regions, and I don't want to say which ones, that have luminaries that have even been given positions of vice presidents because of what the regions they represent, do not have the population that Kiambu has. That resources should follow this population, and not just resources now, everything else, politics, development, everything needs to, positions in government.
We are not going to allow ourselves to be lumped together to serve the personal interests or political interests.
I'm sure he's telling Ruto, you wait, I will show you, I will separate Kiambu from Mount Kenya. Ajaribu, aone, atatupata huku ground. Sisi ndio tuko ground. Hakuna pahali Kiambu inaenda, sisi tunakaa as one coexisting region.
The votes of the people of Kiambu have been used to give positions to other people.
Let me ask you a question. What gains would Kiambu get if we alienated ourselves from Mount Kenya?
That is how any political formation that we get into, we will get into that political formation as Kiambu region. That is the only way our people of Kiambu will benefit from their might.
So I think this is a strategy to silence the one-term movement. And let me tell you, no matter what, it's one term.
Commercial break, and then we'll be back with more news. Welcome back, and let's continue informing you through the news. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, will start nationwide vote registration on Monday, September 29, in a fresh drive to prepare for upcoming elections. IEBC Chairperson Edokon Endung has urged Kenyans who have not yet registered to take advantage of the exercise. He also called on registered voters to update their records or transfer to new polling station to ensure they are removed to vote. The Commission emphasized that participation in the vote registration exercise is crucial for every Kenyan, as it contracts citizens the opportunity to exercise their republic right in future polls. On other news, the government has banned all social medias, all social and more curriculum activities in school during the third term to ensure minimal disruption ahead of national examinations scheduled to begin in October. Basic Education Principal Secretary Beliok Bitok said the directive is aimed at creating a behavior environment for candidates preparing for their exams. He noted that the focus during this critical period should be on revision and academic support. The PS urged school administrators, teachers, parents, and learners to fully obey with the directives, stressing that control and concentrations are key in ensuring success during the national examinations. On other news, 7 more bodies were on Thursday, August 28, exhumed from Kea Binzaro village in Kilifi County, bringing the total number of bodies recovered over the last 6 days to 32. Authorities also collected 54 body parts found separate across the forest, pointing to the balance of the tragedy linked to suspected religious acts. Government pathologist Dr. Richard Njoroge, speaking at the place, said the bodies had not fully gotten off and suggested that some empty graves could have been disrupted by wild animals. This has involved the recovery process, with officials working to piece together the remains for identification. Human rights activist has urged the government to contract the safety of local who may hold the key information on the ongoing investigation. He stressed that protecting future witnesses is crucial in uncovering the full area of the activities behind the mass graves.
We have noted that at this particular site, the bodies look a bit fresh. They are not fully skeletonized, unlike last week. The bodies we exhumed last week were full skeletons with no flesh. But the bodies we found here look to have been buried a few months or weeks ago.
This is a clear indication that this act is still active, and a proactive measure needs to be employed by the government and stakeholders so that we can have this disaster managed.